Have you been playing Civ 6 and ever started to wonder how good a certain leader is, but you never had the chance to play them? Wait no longer, because as of today, I am starting a new series that details each civilization leader, their abilities, and some strategies that go along with them. Hello everyone, my name is Civ Extraordinaire, and welcome to the first episode of our How Good Is series. Today's first episode covers Mongolia, which just so happens to be the featured civilization of the week over on the Civilization subreddit. I will post a link in the comment section below so that you can find your way on over to the thread in case you want to learn more about today's civilization. So, without further ado, how good is Mongolia? Mongolia is actually a fairly interesting pick for the first episode of this series because it is one of the civilizations in the game which include an alternate leader. For Mongolia, this is Kublai Khan, who leads China and emphasizes a more passive playstyle. Its first leader is Genghis, who was introduced in the Rise and Fall expansion. Genghis Khan once said, "It is easy to conquer the world on horseback, but to dismount and govern, that is the hardest task." Truly, the first Khan emphasizes a domination-focused playstyle. His leader bonus, Mongol Horde, seems fairly basic at first. It grants a flat-out +3 combat strength in cavalry, and gives Mongolian mounted units a chance to capture enemy horsemen. The Khan's agenda is Horse Lord, which, as the name implies, means he wants to have the biggest cavalry in the world. That means, when you are in a game with Genghis, lay off of the light and heavy horse units unless you think you can go toe-to-toe with him. Kublai Khan, as aforementioned, is a far more laid-back ruler compared to his grandfather. Kublai's bonus is Gerege, and it grants a free economic policy slot at the beginning of the game, as well as a free Eureka and inspiration upon establishing a trading post for the first time in another major civilization. Do note that the city-states will not grant a free Eureka and inspiration as they are not considered major civilizations. This ability also scales with map size, meaning Kublai Khan becomes stronger the larger a map is. Both abilities, while drastically different, share something in common. They do not sound too terribly powerful on their own, but when coupled with Mongolian civilization ability, they become something special to behold. Or 2, the unique Mongolian bonus, creates a trading post immediately in the city that it is going to. Additionally, civilizations that have a Mongolian trading post grant Mongolia an additional +2 combat strength for each level of diplomatic visibility. Now, onto the strategy section of the video. As you can see, both Khans benefit greatly from Mongolia's bonuses. Kublai Khan favors the first half of War 2, as it ties into the most with his ability. If you recall from earlier in the video, Gerege grants tech and inspiration bonuses once a trading post is established. Since trading posts are instantly created with War 2, you do not have to worry about timing Eurekas and inspirations like you do with Kublai's Chinese counterparts. This also means that Kublai is going to be able to overcome hurdles in the tech tree much more easily than some other leaders. His additional economic policy is also very impactful because it grants Mongolia more options in case it wants to go down the domination route, allowing his civilization to balance warfare while also focusing on internal development. Genghis, on the other hand, favors a heavily domination-based playstyle. Because you can create trade posts with the click of a button, Mongol Horde comes into effect much earlier. Genghis still requires some setup to really get the ball rolling, but the flat-out +5 combat strength from diplomatic visibility can make him very hard to counter, especially when you favor in that his cavalry units also get a flat-out +3 combat strength boost. Mongolia employs the Keshig and Ordu as its unique unit and unique infrastructure respectively. Both help to strengthen Mongolia's chances at getting a domination victory in a similar fashion. The Keshig is unique because it is the only medieval ranged cavalry unit in the game. It is also incredibly fast and versatile with a ranged unit promotion tree. The Ordu replaces the stable and it too revolves around cavalry. All mounted units gain +25% experience and +1 movement speed when trained in a city with an Ordu. Both of these uniques coincide with Mongolia's ability and come at a similar time in the tech tree, allowing for Genghis or Kublai to launch an extremely quick and aggressive military campaign to expand the empire's borders. On the topic of victory types, both leaders heavily favor domination victories and not much else. Kublai is interesting because he can afford to stave off of a domination victory for a while as he builds up his internal economy and improves relations. Genghis, on the other hand, will want to begin conquering as soon as the Keshig comes online, as enemy players will quickly prepare themselves for your onslaught as soon as the first civilization falls to the almighty power of a Mongolian horde. As for a few tips, I would recommend to keep amiable relations as Mongolia in the ancient and classical eras, but avoid getting into any unnecessary long-term friendships as you will want to conquer your nearest neighbors once the medieval era hits. Make sure to keep a few infantry and siege units on standby, as you cannot capture cities with the Keshig, and enemy walls can quickly wear down unprepared Mongolian forces. Improve all of your nearby horse tiles as soon as you research horses, because you will need a good source of military units once enemy players wise up to your tactics and cut down on their cavalry. This is the end of my guide and analysis for the Mongolian civilization in Civ 6, but it is only the beginning of my new series. Speaking of which, if you would like to see a certain civilization analyzed next, please make sure to let me know who you would like to see in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, leaving a like supports the channel and shows me that you care. Otherwise, this has been Civ Extraordinaire, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Ciao.